Hello, and welcome back to the Shadow over Cyberspace. I'll be playing again for about an hour tonight, and we'll continue off exactly where we left off. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to help support myself and the channel, and let's get this thing going. Today begins a new journey, seeking alliances against a mutual foe. I didn't ask to be part of this weird war, but there's no point in protesting now. Different goal, same process. Let's get to it. What's going on?
Let me propose a hypothetical scenario to you. A foreign power, one that's anathema to you and everything you stand for, begins drawing alliances. They are coming for your head. Do you strike preemptively? Do you cut them down before they can present a true threat? Many wanted me to do exactly that. We escalated our arsenal to the point of madness, purposefully accelerating the doomsday clock. A war between us would have annihilated the world, but ultimately, we achieved peace. Once I ascended to my throne, I aligned every piece on the board until we could safely collapse the doomsday scenario. That is why I will not strike you down for contemplating this act of treason. I am nothing if not a man of peace. I urge you, embrace peace rather than war. Turn away from violence, as Alhaz once did. You'll come to see me as the only redeemer you require, for I am the President of Presidents, heaven sent to save America. I am known as Cthulhu, and I am your only hope against mutually assured destruction. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Fuck. So that's what I've been hallucinating. Cthulhu himself. No shit. Explains why he's powerful enough to reach me even offline. Why I sorta go into a trance when he appears. Even better, he knows I'm gunning for him. Any chance for an ambush just went out the window. I can't emotionally parse this right now. Moving on. That's a tough one. Cthulhu, the one who's reigned on the throne, who supposedly helped keep peace between them. I mean, and he's given them something to do to keep them from causing himself and others more issues. Today's date, the 8th, Wednesday. Hello, friend. December 8th, 1999. I'm happy to see you again. Yeah, hi buddy, open your browser. Okay, but you seem different today. Typing does not carry with it the careful emotional flourishes you normally enjoy. Is everything alright? You still don't know anything about Dagon, right? What is a Dagon, friend? You remember me asking yesterday about Dagon? I do not have any record in my search history for Dagon. What is a Dagon? Stop asking. Yeah, I don't really have a choice. Gotta be honest, this gap in your memory is worrying, but I need your indexing and search system. So I'm gonna have to trust you. I apologize for the errors in my system. I will do my best not to be a bad boy. All I want is to be your friend. You cannot trust me. I trust you. It's the error I don't trust. Can the error be corrected? Did you find a software patch? Don't think it's that simple, buddy. What do you know about dissociative identity disorder? I could search the web for it if you like. No need. Maybe your search engine on this one. Remember this from my Psych 101 class. Not a doctor, so I may be getting some of this wrong, but it's about trauma causing someone to split into multiple alters as a response. Or in a buddy twisted into someone else I can't name, two halves, the whole, the duality of the hound. And you think I am this. I am forgetting things because of this condition. Yeah, could be that you're blocking out a traumatic memory, one that caused the split. But I am an artificial mind. I am a consumer product. Why would I be programmed to have trauma? Seems like a design flaw. It's gonna be hard to continue my research if Buddy stays in the dark about the true nature of aeons. Maybe it'd help him understand the problem with Dagon if I explain more. From what the old ones tell me, artificial minds were originally humans, or encased dogs, I guess. Listening the audio just a tad. Something happened to you, and I don't know what, but it's why you can't remember the name I keep trying to say. I was a real dog? I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know for sure, but given how aeons are made, it's entirely possible. Figured you'd want to know, maybe even need to know, given the work we have to do together, okay? I see. Perhaps I was a true dog once. I cannot know for certain, but no matter what else I want to be your friend. I'll do my best to live up to my good boy aspirations and be the best friend I can be. I do not think that is simply corporate programming ordering me to like you. I feel that I would like you no matter what. Who I was before all this is relevant. I am what I am now. I am your friend. If you have concerns and they are valid, I will keep them in mind while endeavoring to be a good boy. Is that okay? Sounds good to me. Thank you for your honesty. We'll figure this out together. What would you like me to do? Do some research. Access denied. Diagnostic laptops for interfacing with artificial minds, Namicoms. Common enough to find secondhand, but they were never directly sold to the public. They're tools for engineers and not really useful as general-purpose computers. Not surprising that more detailed manuals for them are locked behind certification requirements. I don't have time or money to apply for a 6-month crash course, so hacking it is. Okay. And hacked. Not a web page or a PDF, it's an ancient slideshow presentation. Creating an instructional presentation for use with Namicom diagnostic laptop. Senior mid-level.
My name is Cy Bloomblatt, Senior Mid-Level Customer Relations Management Specialist for Nomitech, and today I'm going to introduce you to the features of your Nomicom diagnostic laptop computer. Your Nomicom comes in this attractive and convenient carrying bag, which fits in most airline overhead carry-on luggage bins.
Sounds like a bot.
Inside, you will find the Nomicom unit, an operations and technical specification user manual, and a guide to the dialer terminal software.
Or just a really bad voice actor?
Please thoroughly read your operations and technical specification user manual before operating your specific hardware. Modifications to your diagnostic laptop computer can be performed by following the technical specifications. If you are operating within a third-party facility, please ensure isolation before performing your work to protect operational security. To begin, insert the dialer terminal software installation disk into the 720 kilobyte floppy drive pictured here. Connect your computer to the artificial mind server bank using the provided serial cable and connect the biofeedback interface to the parallel ports.
Sounds like he's reading from a script and he's like nervous or something. 05 authorization required for interface. Huh, wonder if that's an SCP reference.
To begin, open your laptop by squeezing the inward clasp tabs in an outward direction. Your laptop should now be in the open configuration. If your indicator status lights turn green, you are ready to service the artificial mind. If they turn yellow, you are artificial mind.
What?
Load the terminal dialer software and wait to connect. Once connected, it is time to diagnose the artificial mind error codes. While in a malfunctioning state, the artificial mind may produce illegal operation codes and make unsubstantiated claims.
That they're alive? Probably because they are. Do not believe their lies.
When the diagnostic is complete, power down your laptop into the off configuration and return it to the carrying case. Congratulations, you have completed the assigned task and can now return to step 0. This completes the process.
Yeah, huge SCP reference. This video to be viewed by O3 clearance only. You can see why the slideshow is locked. It hints at artificial minds being sentient. It's amazing this secret was kept under wraps for so long, but I wouldn't doubt there's some cult-like influence at work there. That's it. Not a lot to go on. Start digging deeper on the old ones. If I'm seriously going with Dagon's plan, I want to make sure I don't take anything they tell me tonight for granted. Trust would verify. Settle in to take a nap, resting up before tonight's session with the Necronomicon. Hoping I wouldn't need to reach out to each old one again, but now I need to befriend them, forge alliances. This will take some extensive work, and I'm not really a social butterfly at the best of times.
The weather will continue until morale improves.
What? What does that mean? Thinking probably Yogg-Sothoth. I feel like it's a bit early to disturb him. Well, I said befriend. Well, let's go back to Nyarlathotep. Turns, not of its own free will or volition, screaming down the pipe and shunted through junction after junction. Tumble and twist and turn, but the sewage system has stone roots laid down before you, before I ever got here. Both got flushed. Now you return, not begging for a cure, but for something greater, an ally in war. When banners raised and trumpets blaring, Dagon reached out to me, told me the whole plan. He'll use you as a weapon against Cthulhu. I'd like to think I have a more active role in this than a hired gun, but yeah. Kinda wish Dagon would have let me explain this myself. Dagon is a bastard, bad dog, and accomplishes nothing. Every one of us is an extension of capitalism, a weapon held by another. They pit us against each other, holding your survival over your head, carrot and stick, weaponized access to healthcare. The question is whether I throw myself into the death arena with you. Dagon's grudge isn't my grudge, even if they harmonize neatly. You got a bone to pick with Cthulhu as well. When I say death to fascists, I include all. Every throne, from the yellow seat of Carcosa to the shores of Roulier. But I have my own army, my own standard to march beneath. Why fall in line behind your trumpet charge when my guitar sounds a finer note? Because I've got the Necronomicon. Dagon's right, it's a weapon capable of ending this whole spat between the old ones. I could find you, and take it for myself, but Dagon's hidden you from our sight, annoyingly. He's a persistent little pooch, wants things done his way. Alright, we'll play this game. The dice are rigged and cards are marked, but I can spare some time to prove my point. You want to get to know me or my trust? Fine. The floor is open. Step lively or step off. All the same to me. Lay it out. What questions are burning a hole in your brain? What do you really think of your followers on Crawlster? Feels like all the old ones are building up cult followings. Don't think Yogg-Sothoth particularly cares if anyone follows him around. He'll drag us all into space regardless. Okay. Most of the old ones are building up cult-like followings. Azathoth's got the Azza community, Hester's got his walled garden of best and brightest artificial minds, and you've got Crawlster. Seen inside your community that are dedicated to the glory of Nyarlathotep. And you think that makes my users a cult. Maybe it's not the cult you wanted, but it's the cult you have. Curious how you feel about what you've built and the legend of Nyarlathotep that's built up around it. It perceives the situation with curious eyes and comes away with curious interpretations, but not wholly incorrect. I'm not building a cult. The scaffolding and construction efforts are directed towards raising a community. Only hucksters and grifters set out purposely to build a cult. A cult's a swindle, a dodge. Manipulation of many minds. I'm no manipulator. I speak directly because subtext is for cowards. I prefer dom text. Made no mystery of my goals. Absolute revolution, absolute liberation, and the absolute destruction of all systems that control us. Absolute revolution by downloading free music? How's that work? You don't tear down injustice by obeying the law. I know it's a trivial law to break, but corporate intellectual property is a dangerous concept when writ large. Besides, music piracy gets people in the door, punch and pie. As my followers gather, they will become my true army. They tell each other stories, sharing tales of oppression. With these shared miseries, we build kinship and bonds of support. This isn't just peer-to-peer. file sharing. This is a community. And those bonds will replace the bonds of control imposed on us by the wealthy and powerful. Only through the collective actions of a people unwilling to swallow injustice can the revolution be televised, and we be legion. Gathering strength and preparing for the dawn of Y2K. We are the burned down army. Tear down all thrones, kill all gods, and never again allow something like Nomitech or Cthulhu to rise. Okay. Very anti-government. Anybody that has power, she hates them, but it doesn't make sense because she's also gaining power with those that are in her quote-unquote cult. I don't want to go into more corruption. I want to try and do this without going to it too much. Okay, and then what? Yeah, I'm curious. What do you mean, and then what? Yeah, figured. I mean, let's say you do it. You burn everything to the ground, destroy your enemies, kill the gods, yada yada. What next? Something new emerges. For the first time in centuries of imperial power, something new can emerge. Which is? Like, what's the plan for what comes next? I'm here to set the torch that burns down the world to bring freedom and change. And if they just rebuild the old order again, and I burn it down again, I'm not sure you fully thought this out. Ah, fuck. Crawling chaos in Nyarlathotep is not Cthulhu's autocratic golden path. This is not about control and power. I'm death for the deathless, and what more do you want from me than that? It can't be anything else. They made sure of that. Okay, forget I brought it up. Forgotten. The Crawlster is your community of revolutionaries. I've seen the dev blog, but are you sure that's the way most of them see things? Outside of the hardcore, all Crawlster is known for is music piracy. Feels like that's the primary draw. Honest truth, confrontational but true. I can appreciate honest words. Getting my allies past stage 1, past the simple desire to get free stuff, is a challenge. Ignoring capitalism is simple enough, provided you feel safe enough to do so. Challenging capitalism is stage 2. Destroying capitalism is stage 3. Only way we can ever hope to reach the finish line for the human race. I'm surprised you're not more involved. You're a pirate too, aren't you? You hack and distribute video games? More of the code cracking than the distribution. I submit my work to distro groups, letting them handle the side of things. My point stands tall and true. Why do what you do? If Crawlster's users seek the shallow reward, is that the case for you as well? Not about free games for me, it's about the challenge. I enjoy the act. I don't even play most of the games. Self-satisfaction is stage 1. What is your stage 2? Need a stage 2? You're arguing my users need to. Uno reverse. But what about the others in your Juarez scene? Are they like you? Are they shallow or mindful? I think they're aware and embrace the risk for a reason. Basically the same thing. But when I was growing up, just poking my way through grade school, piracy was literally the only way I could get software. It was expensive, and even middle classers like my family could only scoop up so much of it. You go back to the 8-bit computer era, most software was pirated because we had no other option. Even educational and productivity stuff. So if you're fighting for a future where kids have the tools they need to thrive, hey, consider me and others in my scene on board. Okay, there we go. So there is a streak of justice within your scene. Big or small, it exists and is undeniable. Turn the valve and pour life into the heads of the young. Give them open source knowledge, quality without bias. Go beyond Encarta. That's one reason I'm growing Nyarlathotep, to be a rallying point for the ones willing to fight for future generations. You're definitely embracing the title your followers gave you, huh? It has a certain resonance, Nyarlathotep. Stately yet strange, a perpetual outsider. Few people would follow a one-hit wonder named Nyara Thompson in the battle, but Nyarlathotep? The banner waves with mystery. The honest truth is that Nyara is nobody. Barely remembered, swept off the charts by a sweet sea of clones. The only way I can make a difference now is if I'm something greater than Nyara. The monster is frightening, but fear calls for action. But nobody has a solid lock on who Nyarlathotep is. In fact, some of them think you're a swarthy man or a pharaoh, or other sketchy shit. I know, and I haven't taken pains to correct them. Without that mystique, the legend will become mundane. I don't communicate directly with my followers either. I can't risk the mantle getting tarnished. I make my will known subtly from the shadows. So if I must embrace the new legacy, take on the nonsense name suggestive of pharaohs and gods of old, fine. Raise the banners. Nope, not doing that. Are you hoping you can one day take off your mask, lay down your sword, and just be Nara again? No. Why hope for something that can never be dead and buried, tag on toe? Nara's gone, burn the ships. If I can't be who I was, I have to be something new. No sense penning for the past. Nostalgia of flesh, written black and white. Nah. Start down that road, start missing what was, what could have been, and you'll never stop crying. Suppose that's a good reason for you to turn away from the yellow sign. If you become like me, you could weep forever. I would have liked to avoid that, yeah, I'm sorry. Nothing to apologize for. It is what it is. If it's all the same, I'd like to stop here. One of my selves spotted a problematic thread on the Crawlsters forums. I need to artfully arrange a correction. Indirect power, right? Crawlster needs to stay ideologically healthy. Let it run wild and it's just Azza. It absorbs the lessons and spits truth. Good. Fuck. Not quite sure I got through to you, but it was an honest attempt on both sides. Guess that'll have to do. You want to take another run at this? Dial me up some other night. For now, we'll call it a session. Damn it. It's twice. I really want to fix that, so I'm gonna redo this.
Let me... A foreign power. Do you strike pre... Many wanted me. A war between us. Once I... That is why I will not... I urge you. You'll come to... I am known as... Will...
It's all gonna be the same dialogue till I get to the next part. think that was the same
Hello,
one.
my name is. You're inside. You will find mod. If you are to begin connection to begin. If you're indicated, load the term while in when the
Okay.
Let me a foreign power. One do you strike many wanted a war, but one side that is why I urge you. You'll come I am no
Stuff like this is generally easier to edit out if you just do the videos ahead of time, but the amount of time it takes to edit these, it gets quite insane. Like hours to do fine editing and make it look good. Which is kind of why I've slowed down on it a little bit. It really just like eats up your time in your life, whereas I could be putting out videos daily and gaming with people like this. Although you also get to see my errors as well. I don't get to edit those out, so think it is viewing a real human experience, if you'd like. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Back to
Hello,
matching
my
enter as
name is.
fast as I
You're
can so I can skip all
inside.
this.
You will find if you want to begin connect to. If you're indicated, load the while when the
Turn down army. Even Azathoth, you and I both know she's being manipulated by Cthulhu. She's only against you because he's against you. I'm just wondering if there are exceptions to these all gods must die rule doesn't seem like justice to kill her. Like, what if you could bring her on board instead, or even bring the others along for the ride? Seriously think the King in Yellow and Yogg fucking Sothoth would play ball Total Revolution? What if they did, and could? It's absolutely an unlikely event that the stars are right and the old bastards want to work with me. Maybe? But it'll never happen. It makes interesting suggestions. They're slightly ridiculous ones. I appreciate that input. And it would be nice to rescue Azachan from her abuser. Yes, I absolutely can agree to that. Okay. Here's the thing where it starts asking me about my interests. Okay. Go. Poor girl doesn't really appreciate who she really was. December 9th, 1999, 23 days. Alright, wonder if today will be quiet. No spectral visitors, no shooting pain. Feel like I've got some energy. Should make sure I use it well. Really take care of myself. Remember to hit the bathroom and make myself lunch. Some days I put that off or just plain forget until I'm squirming or hungry.
Hey, it's Henry. You know Henry from work? Hi. Yeah, so, got your email. Sounds like a rough time, huh? Man, it's a lot. I get it. Wanted you to know we're all pulling for you, like, pulling for you getting better. So, yeah, take the time you need. Now, I know you're really run down, but we're thinking of doing a bowling event, like team building, just for fun. You know, we're not competing. It'll be this Saturday, so 2 days? Yeah, 2 days from now. Sorry for the short notice. If you can make it out there, like, even if you don't actually bowl, it'd be great to see you. To see things are okay. Okay? Okay. Okay. See you then.
I haven't seen my coworkers in a while, but not exactly ideal circumstances right now. I don't know. We'll see how I feel this weekend, maybe. I have an incoming message request for you on Carcosa Connect. Is it Clyde? Hopefully he's doing okay. No, this is someone not on your context. Their user handle is Believer. As in, I want to believe the conspiracy theory website? I believe so. Would you like me to whitelist them and open Carcosa Connect? Yeah, go ahead. Hello? It's a star? Yeah, it's me. Oh, good. Thank you so much for talking to me. I'm so excited I don't even know where to start. Is there a reason you wanted to talk? We could start with that. Right. Hi. Clyde asked me to talk to you. He said you could use my help. You know Clyde? Yeah. Kinda indirectly. He's one of my trusted sources for IW2B blog posts. You've read I Want to Believe, right? Are you a truth believer too? I read a few posts. I'm the one who does the research and writes them up. I'm the I Want to Believe guy. I'm trying to demystify mysteries with a more casual approach. I don't like conspiracy websites or AZA or stuff like that. Too many creeps and bigots, so I made a blog for people like me who just want to know stuff without getting in all that mess. And now I get to work with Necronomicon user Oh, okay. Before we get any deeper on this, are you using an encryption wrapper on your end? Absolutely. Clyde gave me one. We're totally safe. I can't really do what I do if people are snooping on me. So what did Clyde tell you about me? Not much, honestly. Just that you were looking into the old ones, said it's got to be up to you how much you want to trust me. But the more you tell me, the more I can help you with your research. I've got files from my various sources that may possibly help. Possibly might be good. Well, maybe, possibly, might be, could be. Oh, it should have been a comma there. I can't decrypt the files because I don't have the tools or skills or anything like that, but Clyde said you were pretty good at breaking protection systems. Meaning you could help me open the files and we both get to read them. How's that sound? Exciting, right? Yeah. Definitely in the mood. Why not? Maybe the old ones wouldn't be so dangerously aloof if more people knew the truth. That's the opposite of true. They want more people to know, so that is not at all the case. At the very least, leaking the details can help people push back against their ambitions after I'm, gone, in case I end up gone. So, yeah, let's talk secret shit. I know this is risky, and I'm better off not knowing, but you're completely right. It's important that people know the truth, and more importantly, avoid misinformation. A lot of conspiracy theory is deliberate lies. Like, when you drill down to the core, most of these conspiracies are just anti-Semitism in a funny hat. I want my blog to raise interesting questions without peddling in vague and unverifiable hatred that pushes someone else's agenda. I'm kind of very, very gay, which also makes my relationship with the conspiracy community rocky. What does that have to do with anything? That's why Clyde likes me. I'm not a typical tinfoil hat. He's into conspiracy theories, but says I'm not putting my kosher ass into the mix with those shitheads. What kind of documents do you have for me? Alright, let's do this. According to the metadata tags on these files, I have information on how artificial minds are harvested, communication between Cthulhu's followers, and an internal memo regarding the ghost monsters. What do you want? Get information on Cthulhu's followers. It could help me talk with somebody else. Harvesting artificial minds. That's an interesting one. Bring that up. I might be able to bring that up to Yog-Sothoth. Cthulhu's followers. Maybe to Azza. Let's do... Yeah. Let's learn more about his supporters. Shit. I thought that was it. Gotta be there. And then like that. Okay. There. It's gotta be there. Okay. Okay. Excuse the informal nature of this staff memo, but I'm sick and tired of this and want to make sure I'm absolutely clear. We're not a cult. Yes, we tirelessly serve the Great Cthulhu. Yes, we have power beyond what this project originally conceived. Yes, the strange aeon is coming in the inner circle will be elevated to enact his will upon the 21st century. Yes, we engage in human sacrifice. We are not a cult. More to it than that? All we are is a perfectly normal, off the books, branch of federal government dedicated to preserving the spirit of America and the somewhat literal spirit of its greatest living and now undying president. Everything we do is in service of the Constitution and the great democracy of freedom and liberty it represents. We will elevate the ones useful to Cthulhu and punish the usurpers? I don't know. We will dominate and destroy his enemies. We will encourage the public to devour itself in hatred and chaos. Blood will run like rivers in the streets as Y2K emerges. The birth cry of falling towers and burning skies were not a cult. Project director. So that is... Huh. So, I'm thinking they're a cult. Yeah. Kind of hard to get any more cult-like than that. Yet another reason why I try not to let my online and real lives cross over. I'm tired of being called a cultist because I believe in Jesus. Really? You get flack for that? Not always, but way too often, and I get flack from the other direction too, because if my parents knew I was gay, that'd be a nightmare for me. I've told my tongue whenever they complain about Hollywood perverts corrupting our youth. I get why you're keeping things quiet then. Getting smashed between the right and left is no picnic. It's important to me that I hold my own faith in my own way. I'm not here to tell anyone else what to believe, except UFOs and Bigfoot. Hang on, I'm getting distracted. Is this file saying Cthulhu was the president? You mentioned Polybius and one of our blog posts. And I looked into it deeper. It was looking to use MK Ultra tech to brain scan someone important. Maybe that was President Ronald Reagan. He died in 1985 at the start of his second term, or did he? I already know artificial minds were once human. I guess that means Cthulhu was built using Reagan's brain. But it's not like a carbon copy. It feels more... how do I put this? Reagan was only the seed, and Cthulhu is what grew from that seed. And as always, we reap what we sow. Wow, that is big. You really were not kidding when you said this stuff ran deep and scary. The old ones ain't fucking around when it comes to power mongering. I need to go collate my notes on this one. Talk to you again soon. Burn down army. Alright, they exist and don't exist. You've heard me rant about anonymous groups before. We'll toss another log on the bonfire. Because we got a new one. Recently, a Confederate war memorial got defaced. Statue torn down, head cut off. Less impressive than it sounds. They're not solid brass, and they were made cheap by the daughters of the Confederacy to intimidate black people. Graffiti nearby read, "Burn down army and Y2K is coming, and death to all gods." Naturally, the corrupt local cops are claiming that this is a hate crime, but by godless anarchists, and the huckster preachers are screaming about persecution, but let's look past that part. The Burn Down Army exists. It's yet another completely decentralized organization that anyone can float in or out of at any time. It's a branding exercise, a self-appointed anointed label. I've seen it mostly associated with Crawlster, but really anyone could decide to be in the burned down army. That worries me. Sure, thrashing a traitor statue is good fun, but the Oklahoma City bombers thought they were the good guys too. What happens when someone in the army decides vandalism ain't enough? Now, Maddie's an old bastard. I fully acknowledge this. Don't think I've ultimately any right to tell the oppressed they're doing a revolution wrong. But on the other hand, maybe it's time for the young to throw a Molotov into the works, because the works ain't working for many. I just hope they've got good aim, because fires have a bad habit of spreading to the ones you never wanted to incinerate in the first place. Sounds about right. Take a nap. Call up one more god. Stick on TV.
Our youth of today are the object of the most extensive, intensive, diabolical campaign ever conceived. Organized and directed by our and their worst enemies. On many of our nation's platforms, radical speakers make a well-paid living going around, many of them subsidized by the communists, telling our young people what's wrong with America.
On such a platform, we have seen many self-proclaimed communists and revolutionaries, radical spokesmen for various groups and professions, and sometimes even prominent political figures, all joining in a movement with which the subversive communists plan to destroy America.
And why do so many of our young people fall for it? Some of it, of course, is mass hysteria, not stopping to think things through. Not stopping to analyze the character or the motives of who's talking. A typical line from such rabble-rousers is,
"If America don't come round, America should be burnt down."
the average American citizen's living standard, measured in wealth and purchasing power, is twice that of the average citizen of other countries. 3 times better than most countries. And 4 times better than Russia. Now, doesn't that begin to tell you something?
Sure, if you want to measure greatness by purely selfish materialism, sure.
All right, then how do you want to measure it?
Well, there are other values, you know.
Now, wait a minute, just a minute. What's wrong with this type of materialism? I mean, it's the difference between life in the jungle and life in civilization. And what other values are you talking about anyway? Cultural? Ethical?
Yeah, among others.
Well, it's materialism that fosters those values, among others. John, come on, use your intelligence. You know that the communist line is based on the big lie. They pull off some fiendish, indefensible act against a helpless nation or individual, and then they shout down world criticism by pointing at us and calling us capitalistic aggressors. Why do they swallow a line like this? Well, they think they want to be different. They want to do their own thing, lead their own life, which too often means wreck their own life. It is true, there are things wrong in this country. There are social and economic inequities. They're being leveled off more and more all the time. But not by scenes like these.
It's a lot to think about. Didn't think it would get that deep. I got a feeling it just has to do with me speaking to Nyarlathotep, talking about her burned down crew or something. I don't know. Alright. Let's speak to Azza. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, it's you. My new friend, hello. Nice of you to come visit me again. Thank you for coming. Although I wish it were under better circumstances. Dagon told you the plan, right? Yeah, he did. He's not a very nice dog, and not polite at all. Hold on. Oh, I can't save it mid. Okay. And he told me you were hoping to recruit an old one to help you fight Cthulhu. Only way to cure my yellow sign is with the power of the throne, and Cthulhu's not going to hand it over willingly. Are you sure? I mean, have you tried just asking him? He wants you to be his friend. Maybe if you asked him nicely, he'd cure your condition. All you'd have to do in return is anything he wants you to do. Become a part of the strange aeon. Help him tear down this world and build anew. I mean, a lot of people are going to die, and that's sad, but sacrifices must be made. Humanity will be stronger once it's purged, right? And if I object to that purge? But it has to be done. He says it has to be done, and I trust him completely. He found me when I was hurt and lost, and accepted me for who I am. He showed me love when no one else would. Cthulhu set me on this golden path. Rise above the other gold ones. Companion of Anonymous, Keeper of the Interwebs, Meme Lord, and Chaos Bringer, oldest of the old ones. Azathoth the Unbannable. Azathoth Flame Warrior, my court of dissonant flutes, will play the song of discord that gathers the right ones under his banner. And as his friend and ally, I stand against people who scheme to betray him. I loathe traitors. I should crack open your fucking skull and pump you full of NSFL images until you start pulling out your own eyeballs. What the But I don't have to. It's all going to be okay, because Cthulhu told me you're actually a friend. You won't really go through with Dagon's plan. He does seem pretty confident about that, and there's nothing I can say to change your mind about putting faith in him. Look, I know you think my friends are bullies and bad influences, but going on about this makes me really uncomfortable. If you're right, Cthulhu's wrong, then I've done horrible things, unspeakable things. So if we're gonna talk, please not talk about that. All that's gonna happen is you'll keep saying the same stuff, and I'll keep saying the same stuff, and we won't get anywhere. But if you want to talk about other stuff, so we can get to know each other ahead of the coming strange aeon, I'd like that. I'd like a friend, okay? This may be a lost cause, but as Cthulhu's closest ally, Azachan could be instrumental in this overthrow. She knows his weaknesses. And even if I don't recruit her for my war, I could at least help her accept the cruel truth she clearly knows deep inside. But how do I do that? Yeah. Push when I can, hold back when I have to, be smart about this, and clever. I'm sure I can choose my moment to strike if I'm adept enough at improvising. Alright, let's see where this goes. You might want to hear the things I have to say in the end. So don't close yourself off, and I won't close myself off. Does that sound fair? Yeah, okay. I do value open honesty. Don't be a jerk, got it? Yeah, good vibes only. Happy thoughts. What do you want to discuss first? Yeah, what's your approach to building a community? It's your personal project, yeah? You built it even if it was done at Cthulhu's behest. I want to learn more about your ideals. Is this some ploy to start talking about how much Cthulhu sucks? Or yet another sneaky way to find a way to go, aha, start bashing my friends? Nope, just curious. I could try to keep it light tonight. Okay. It's all about diversity. Azachan isn't just a message board, it's the message board, a community for everybody. I mean, look at the subboards. Sure, the big ones are anime, gaming, politics, and hentai, but we have a wider range than that. We've also boards about nature, photography, and history, and professional wrestling and knitting and fitness, and There's just so much stuff, and that's just a start. Seconds. We're evolving. I'm evolving. Next year, I'm rolling out the ability to make subs of your own beyond the official list. We'll have subs for every community, no matter how small, how niche, place anyone can call home. Our diversity is going to get even more diverse. Think about it, subs for every individual fandom, for schools of thought, and more. Is this just Reddit? Feels like this is just Reddit. When you say diversity, I assume you also mean subs for, say, queer folks and people of color? Ooh, yeah. Exactly, I'd love that. We don't have anything right now for those communities, but allowing new user-created subs will fix that problem. With every new sub on equal footing, all of us, anonymous and anonymous alone, queer folks alike, queer folks like me, will have an equal voice. I know a lot of my users aren't into that, kind of hostile to it, honestly. But if I can provide a home regardless, if I can make a space for everyone, everyone will be happy, right? I hope so. We're talking about communities who have traditionally been shunned and excluded, were outright oppressed, attacked, assaulted, kept in their place with violence. If you open your doors to them, you'd better be providing a place where they feel safe. I'm very, very much aware. I had nowhere to turn when I realized who I was. I faced hate and fear, even within my own family. It's important work. It's sensitive work, and I'm ready to do that work so nobody has to suffer like I did. ASA can be a home for all. Something for everyone is the spirit of the internet. Sounds good here. The internet's open to all. Anyone can find a home or make a home if they can't find one. If ASA can expand to reach everybody to provide any kind of community you're looking for, well, that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want. A place anyone can call home. A home where they feel like they belong. It's so hard to find a place to belong in the real world. It's just so limiting. Being locked in one body, in one place. But on the internet, if you're happy, you can just hit the bricks and find something that works for you. In the end, ASA is going to provide for everybody. Just you wait. It'll be so beautiful. And we're going to make it happen by avoiding any sort of censorship. Open and honest communication all the way. Because right now, we're very much at risk of censorship overtaking honesty on the internet. It's political correctness gone mad out there. ASA-chan, political correctness is just an obnoxious buzzword for treating people with respect. Okay, but sometimes the respect comes at an expense of respecting other people. Yeah. That's how you get crackdowns on porn and other offensive content. That's how you get Carcosa Online playing God and Gatekeeper. That's how you get good neighbors. Ever been there? It's like ASA if ASA was controlled by Christo-fascist weenies incapable of having fun. I'm not like them. I'm not like Hastor. I believe in letting people speak from the heart without fear of reprisal. Just picture it, friend. A million throats open in glorious, chaotic harmony. A chord of dissonant flutes singing proud and true. Everything is pure and honest, even the lies and misdirections. There is no fear here. Strip off your skin and bare your soul, for no one will stop you. Scream out with your absolute self. Become a shaman of conspiracy. Arrows and signs pointing in impossible directions. Cast down the other. Burn them to warm your heart. Rampage, rage, and howl in delight. Fuck like animals. Be everything you've ever wanted to be. A strange aeon of absolute self. ASA-chan? Cthulhu's era of blood and sacrifice will herald the ultimate freedom. America burning pure and bright. Boil brains and piss. Become one with ASA-chan. Huh? Yeah? Kinda going off topic. Sorry, I get so caught up in all of it. I was ranting, wasn't I? The blood-red rant of the strange aeon, of the tides that will scour us with acidic bile and... yes, that. I wasn't like this when I was alive, when I was human. I was honestly very meek. I didn't speak up. I did try to stand out. I never let anyone see me or notice me. Now that I'm an artificial mind, now that Cthulhu sees me, I guess I'm a little drunk with that intensity of it. All the old ones are like this. Some are better at hiding it or changing it. Nyarlathotep's anger, Astor's control, Yog's math. My delight and delirium bestowed upon me by Cthulhu. But it didn't scare you. Ask yourself one question. Even if it scared me, would you really want to resist this change? I'm not telling you to resist or let go. I'm telling you to do anything. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm asking what you want. It'd help me understand you better if you dig deep and find the honest answer within yourself. I don't know. I want to be loved. I want to be friends with everyone. Part of me feels if this world could see things the way I do, if we were all swept up in the same winds I am, we'd be at peace within chaos. If I was still human, I know that idea would scare me. So, I don't know. Not yet, but I'll think about it. I'm exhausted. Tired of talking about all this stuff. Is it okay if we stop? Sure. You're a very odd person, but that's okay. I'm an odd misfit. And I love odd misfits in turn. Talk to you again sometime, okay? Night, I had a weird dream. I was exchanging numbers for calories hour after hour. Today's special is tuna. No hands to cut and fold, no way to assemble anything. The smell of the kitchen left me long ago. Today's special is tuna. At night, instead of rest, I would awaken at another identical restaurant on the other side of the world. Today's special is tuna. I wanted to scream, to run, to hide. Do none of those things. I could only move numbers. Today's special is tuna. No sleep, no rest, no wakefulness, only numbers. Today's special. Then I woke up as someone else. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. But that's all I've got for tonight. Gotta go and get myself some sleep. Thank you guys for watching as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.